Hello, generalized audience that has yet to be decided. This is a Smoothie and Tessanormed media review hour. Today we're going to be reviewing our experiences of playing In Stars and Time.
The game made by Insert Disc 5 in 2023, which features this
This is
character,
true.
me. Not me, but you know me.
As well as not this character. Not me. I
Not
can't
you,
point to
certainly
myself
not.
because I have no control over my arms right now.
Yeah. But yeah. Today we're going to be just kind of talking about what we liked about it, what we resonated with it, and also because we played it differently. Smoothie was playing with me commenting over most of it, and I played by myself while I was having a really bad runs of diarrhea. So we could we could compare how that affected our experience. What are you laughing at?
Oh, I'm just imagining how the bathroom scenes must have gone for you.
Oh my god! Yeah, no, it was a haze. It was not fun. And also, I play different. I play games differently than Smoothie. Smoothie played it for a very long duration in comparison to me.
Yeah,
Which
Tess is a filthy
I think
rookie
contributed to
hopper,
your
so
enjoyment. I would say.
oh yeah, no, it contributed to it. Especially with the okay. Disclaimer now: we're obviously going to be talking about the entire game, so spoilers for all of it. Go, be gone. Anyway, spoiler zone. Yeah, because of the very it's a very light spoiler because it's literally like the start of the fucking game. But the time loop bit, yeah, I feel like repeating it and actually going through the whole game with more time spent in it contributed to my experience of it. Because
Oh yeah,
well, if
no,
I just
absolutely.
speed ran it, I feel like it wouldn't have stuck. You know?
Yeah, no, the game acts I mean, it's perfect for the narrative, but it's like yeah, if because you did it more often and you replay the dot, you basically never use the skip button. I think it certainly
I still had
contributed to
fewer
you
loops
feeling
than you
you
though.
were worn out. Hmm? It certainly contributed to you
I
feeling
had
like you were worn
significantly
out.
fewer loops than you at the end, but
Yeah, yeah,
I'd spent a lot more time in each one.
yeah. So I think certainly that contributed to the feeling of the game it is supposed to impart onto you. Eh, which I did not get
Fair.
because I did way more loops and I read the wiki, so it just suggested this is what you should do in this order and then just loop back to this and forward and back. And so like that's basically what I did. And so I spent less time, which is more efficient, but it certainly doesn't help with the game imparting that kind of like I don't know, the time loop shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I went into it knowing that it was a time loop game. That was pretty much all I knew about it. Um, and I felt that the experience of kind of the dawning horror of it and the building tension and exhaustion of it would have been important. So I kind of deliberately played in that sort of way. I went into it knowing that okay, I'm gonna want to experience a lot of it, and I want to kind of not skip through the experience that Sifrin was going through. I feel like I would have resonated with it more had I fully committed to my no moral degradation, no holding shift to zone out during dialogue. But I don't know. At a certain point, I felt like, you know what, I feel like Sifrin would be fucking doing this too, and I also decided to because I was getting very tired and doing things very late into the night.
Yeah. Uh so for sorry, 1 second. Um I am being evil right now.
Yeah, I can see that your arms are
Yeah,
blown
no, they
up.
did tweak out like that. For when I was playing through it, obviously as mentioned, I was going through a really bad and it's a poor choice of words, but spurt of diarrhea. I was kind of in a haze, and I was just looking at the wiki because I was like, I just want to like kind of like get this through. I think that was the main rationale, and wow, I completely lost my train of thought there. So
Well,
it was over the course of I think about like 4 days, and my like it was it was not a very fun time. Obviously, I mean, like just like doing things while you're sick is not very fun, but it definitely contributed to the haze that I was processing everything through. So I think I completed it in what was it? I think what did I say again? It was like 20 hours or something, and you did it in about 30?
17 hours.
17, yeah, and you did it in about 25 or something like that. Something equivalent to that. Yeah. And I didn't
Yeah,
and because of that also I didn't get a lot of the dialogue, which I think would have contributed to the understanding of the story, because a lot of it is just like these tiny little bits of like things that like you might not notice had you just blown through it.
yeah, and it really is kind of tight knit and well planned out with the dialogue and information, how it's like revealed in little details like that. It genuinely feels like it didn't miss anything and wasn't being written by the seat of its pants. Felt like a
Yeah.
lot of it was planned out.
Oh yeah, no, and
I was able
especially
to
I
come to some conclusions.
especially after finishing it and then watching you play it, it was very interesting to see how the dialogue kind of made sense literally from the start. It's just you don't know it. Um,
Yeah,
Especially all the
and
little
now we
things
need
about
to
Loop
affect another
and
friend.
yeah, no, it's I would really recommend doing being the evil bird on somebody's shoulder just to re-see everything again, because the dialogue is masterfully
You'll
written, I would think.
yeah.
In
I
regards to
don't
that.
know. Yeah. I feel like the way you play it does impact how it resonates with you in a lot of different ways. I feel like it's maybe almost too open in how you can change your experience just by how you play. But I don't know. I am not one to replay games very much, so maybe it's more just intended to be replayed in a bunch of different ways to get all the not the different endings, but the different experiences out of it.
Yeah, and
So
like
I
for
imagine if
example,
you're doing it on a second or third playthrough, you're probably going to be skipping dialogue a lot more.
hmm yeah, like I have a friend who has played the game as well, and they did a bunch of replays with different people, of course, but like um, and I'm the same. I don't really replay games, but yeah, no, I think you need to. I think the game is a little bit too open ended in that sense. I would agree. Like the only really like kind of guiding thing is just loop and like the little clues that it gives you. Like you need to look for witchcraft. You need to look for this. Like it's kind of hard to put
And
together
I
unless you know
hate
exactly.
talking to Loop.
Yeah, I know you avoided that completely.
Yeah, I avoided Loop as much as I possibly could. I only talked to them when I absolutely had to for like story reasons. Because they just rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't like them.
Yeah,
Of course, this somewhat changed with the end game revelation about Loop and their character and whatnot. But I mean, you know what? It it is what it is.
look, first. Wow, I'm really losing my words. You know what I mean. You make your first judgment. So,
Yeah, you
I'm
make your
losing my
first
head.
judgment.
I'm literally suffering. Sorry, one second. My room's kind of hot.
You are levitating.
But um, I don't know. Because you were just talking about loop and the structure of the game and how that's. Oh, you're right. So I guess
Yeah,
in comparison to like, it would be. I would probably put it in comparison to the other game that I played ever, which is One Shot, and I think One Shot is a lot clearer in that sense because it's like there's not really anybody to
puzzle.
guide you, but it's just puzzles. It's just puzzles
Yeah, One
as
Shot is a
opposed to
puzzle game. In Stars of Time is more of a story game than a puzzle game.
yeah,
So
it's a lot more
a lot of the
winding.
puzzles, I think I would have gone through maybe like 80 extra loops if I didn't have tests guiding me to certain puzzles where you have to do things in a very certain order and
Yeah,
use the loop forward and back mechanics that I was reluctant to use up until that point.
yeah.
Because,
Because
I
yeah, if
probably would
otherwise you would just
never
waste more
have.
loops.
No, I would waste more loops because I would never realize that going into some of the soft lock areas was required to progress.
Yeah.
I wouldn't try that for like 20 more loops. Tess noticed, like, I kept doing the same dialogue instead of picking every single dialogue option because it's what's right. I gotta stick to the script.
Yeah. Yeah, and on that topic, I think the main reason that I would resonate with the game obviously is the character having some memory issues because I'm having pretty bad memory issues right now, and also just the kind of the overall concept of like um just like how your identity is formed by your history, your community, etc. I think that is a really good topic, and it really resonates with me.
Yeah, I resonated a lot. Less with the memory stuff, but a lot more with the sort of social front and the stick to the script. Don't say anything that makes people mad. Always try to appease. Get what you need. Oh my God, you're manipulating them by doing this. The labyrinth mentally that Cipher ends up going through as they repeat the days over and over again, and uh, the kind of loss of authenticity after the first time. It
Yeah,
feels like a breath of fresh air going into a new area and getting new dialogue, and you're like, oh my God, this is like the first time this feels real again. And then as soon as you loop back and you do it again, it's like it feels horrible because it's like, oh my God, what was once like an enormous revelation, like even just 20 minutes ago, was now it's just like another part of the loop. It's another part of it's exhausted,
yeah,
and ugh, the mentality of just like never show that you're having problems because like they can't solve it. Of course, why would they be able to solve it? You're just going to stress them out further. You don't want to bother them. You don't want to be a burden like that.
yeah.
That really
I mean,
resonated.
literally, like the beginning of Act 4 of just like, is there a problem? No, no, no. Can I help you? Just completely
Yeah.
flipping around. Um,
And it's like I do get some of the cultural alienation stuff as well with the like where your roots come from, but it's
yeah,
like slightly more distant because it's not as direct for me and my family.
yeah,
But I don't know. That resonated with me quite a bit as well. I've had times where I've like opened up about the little bits of my culture that I do carry with me, and it's just immediately met with jokes or disgust, kind of like different with the stars and the universe and all that. And it's like, they're
uh,
just dots in the sky. It's like, I don't know. I share some food that I learned to make from my culture, and it's like, ew, is that like mold and fungus on bread? And I'm like, I fucking hate you.
yeah. You know, and for me, it's not really that. It's not really like the kind of like the sharing of the culture for me, or like the kind of like the external view of it, but more just like it's kind of been ripped from me because I haven't publicly described this, but I am a what is it, second generation? Would that be it?
Whatever the term is, I'm like one more than Tex
Yeah.
removed.
Yeah. So for me, my family came from Vietnam, and I've lived my entire life here. I and it's really strange because it's and I have a very not ex- exceptional control of Vietnamese, and it's and I mean you can ascribe to, or you can, oh my god, wow, you can vouch to it. I'm kind of whitewashed, and so it just feels kind of weird to like have that kind of history that should be yours that's just completely ripped because of historical consequences, which I don't know. It's a thing to reckon with, and I mean certainly not even. It's not only Sifrin, obviously it's Odile too, but it's very interesting to see the juxtaposition between those two because at least Odile has something. It's kind of weird
Yeah,
for
Odile has something, has memories, is like,
yeah
uh,
has like kind
yeah,
of like
like
a
Odile
yeah.
goes to try and connect with her roots. She has this alienation, but
They're
she
already a
has
home.
Fogway.
Yeah, she already has a
Yeah,
home.
like
Yeah,
as a home already. Sifrin has
nothing.
nothing. It's
Yeah,
literally like ripped from him. Um, I think I don't know. I feel like that playing directly into the memory issues because of well the whatever the fuck happened to make the country not memorable at all.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good way of tying it together because sometimes it feels like you should remember something. You're like on the cusp of it. You've kind of had the radiation of that culture in your life, but you can't for the life of you name anything about it.
Yeah.
It's a vibe and nothing else.
Yeah. And I think that's why Surfer resonates, at least in that aspect, a lot, is just because it ties in with the memory issues. It's like it's very strange to try and establish an identity when, or like try to figure out an identity, even not even establish one, when like literally memories are ripped and culture is ripped, and it's like, what the hell do I start from? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's certainly a thing that I've been trying to work out, but I mean, I don't know. Um,
Yeah, I've also been trying to work out some stuff. I feel like I've been leaning a bit more into the cultural identity stuff that I've inherited since moving because I previously had built most of my identity on the people I associated with and the people I was around. But
yeah,
over the past few years, I've either lost or become physically separated from most of them. So it's been kind of difficult to figure out like what I am besides like demographics, I guess, because demographics is not really a substitute for an actual personality, and I
yeah.
think people who believe it is have some self-reflection to do. Very long and painful self-reflection.
Yeah, but the in regards to the social aspect, I also, ugh, sorry, I also do kind of resonate, but like it's not to the complete extent. I don't think certainly as you, but certainly like the kind of, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know. I love my mentally ill boy. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I
Well, yeah.
definitely
Oh my
more
God.
of
Yeah,
a
that's right. I completely forgot about that. You know,
hmm?
the thought patterns portrayed by Sifrin, like I think are like, I I would certainly think that a lot of people, including me, including Smoothie, have had or are currently having like current, well, yeah,
Oh no
had in
no,
the
those are the
past or
noob
currently.
thought patterns.
Yeah,
I'm on more advanced ones now
you're more.
because if I have those no, if I have the more direct thoughts that like Sifrin was experiencing, I would immediately snap myself out of it with a higher level mental demon that's like, oh, that's such cliche. You're just making that shit up. Get to the core of what really matters, and then it would be the more complex, more advanced abusive therapy speak in order to I guess like mentally abuse myself into
Yeah.
not opening up about shit to people.
Well, yeah. No, no. You
It's
know what I mean, though.
bad
Point
and
made.
I'm trying to work on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the same patterns apply, it's just with different words and
More evils.
more like
More stacked.
more discourse poisoned vocabulary.
Ugh. You need to get off of those tumblers. The
I
tumblers
do
and
need to get off of those
the
tumblers.
Discord, the
It's
Discord era.
literally hell. I need to I need to stop.
You know, but I think, and I don't know. It just kind of portrays it all, like it's all very interlinked. All the different things, the memory stuff, the country stuff, the time loop stuff. I think it all goes together very well. Especially like in Act Five. I think where it's like basically it's just like nothing like matters. Like it's just like you just gotta kind of like that narrow focus because you just want to get out. And also because like you kind of feel this like alienated from your family, and like you feel like you're alienated from your country, and like it all just kind of adds up. I think very nicely.
Yeah. The the isolation response is a very powerful
Yeah,
sort of thing for me too because it's like you you isolate yourself a little bit and subtly like cover things up and try not to show everything because you don't want to hurt people and then inevitably when you do hurt someone because you've spent so much time building up all of this tension of I don't want to hurt anyone, I don't want anyone to be bothered by me, when you do emotionally like hurt someone or get into an argument with someone, you just can't fucking handle it, and so you feel like you have to throw yourself away into whatever task will make it up or
Yeah.
whatever will fix it, or just like get a way to make it so you don't hurt them again. Uh, and it sucks, and it's genuinely like because up until Act Five, you tend to have decent control of Sifrin. Like, there's some moments where you're like, oh boy, please, please, bright boy, don't say things like that, or please, why say something. But now, once you're in Act Five, it's like, oh my god, this is like a completely alienated person from the player. Like your experiences have vastly the gap between your experience and Sifrin's is kind of vastly broadened in a
Yeah.
sense. Like, I don't know, maybe it's because I wasn't literally brute forcing it through hundreds of loops, but
Yeah.
um,
I mean, literally, Sifrin is
it
like
feels kind of
warping the
like
world around. It's like in the house, for
yeah.
example. The geometry is all fucked up.
Which I will say it's a really
Topology.
fucked up
Yeah.
thing to do to make the house work like that. Um, in Act Five, it was so difficult to navigate. Uh,
But
but
it plays
I
in the story
think
perfectly, I think.
it does. It plays into the story perfectly. The, I think the Act Five, where it all kind of breaks down the tunnel vision, the I have to get out of here, the catastrophizing, the just it's not working, it's not working, it's not working. Like that's a very powerful sort of
I mean
breakdown,
also like
and
the literal personification of Maldupe's, I think at the end, I think is like the kind of thing that ties it all together.
yeah,
Uh,
I, I've certainly had a couple of Maldupe's moments in my life.
yeah. No, that I don't know. That was not fun to see. But I mean, yeah, of course. But
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean
it kind of. Oh, go
it
ahead.
wasn't fun, but it was cathartic, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, it certainly I think
Seeing,
mirrors like the kind of things that I think. Well, I mean, at least through my head, is like it just kind of warps people's words. It warps people's actions and what they do into things that will hurt you.
yeah, even and this is especially kind of a struggle for me because I tend to remember more broad strokes of conversations than like the script. So I
Yeah,
did feel a little disconnected from Sifrin because they obviously remember the exact lines a lot better
yeah,
than I would. I remember the broad strokes of conversation. I remember some memorable lines, but it gets compartmentalized. And so when I'm in kind of the haze, the labyrinth, or whatever, when I start spiraling, my little mal de pays is a lot more flexible clay to work with.
mm,
Yeah. And
yeah,
it's hard because when you're shadow boxing against a mental construct, you can't rock paper scissors it.
yeah,
It's there, and nothing you do can touch it.
yeah. It's interesting.
Uh,
Hmm. No. Go ahead. Go ahead. If you were gonna say something,
no.
I'm trying to check my
It was
thoughts.
empty.
Okay. No, I don't know. I think it's also interesting to just see how the different lines of like Sifrin King and Loop all kind of contrast and also like they're kind of similar. Because I mean, literally at the end, like Sifrin is basically like the king. It's like I want everything to be the same and like I like we're all happy. Like why can't I just end here? But it's kind of the same thing, but not completely because Sifrin kind of trapped themselves in there. With the wish. Not to their own fault.
Unintentionally.
Not to their own fault. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
That would be a
it's
completely fair wish.
it's the fault of the king and the circumstances that his tyranny brought. It's the
No,
consequences of
it's
the people of Vogard.
it's because everybody wanted the king to be obviously dealt with, and then Sifrin wanted to stay with their friends because it's been so long since they've
It's
had like any kind
the
of like
problem is that the
community.
people
Yeah,
of Vogard are dinguses who don't know how to wish right. It's
yeah,
all their fault.
that
It's
is true.
specifically the smug one's fault.
Oh my god. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know, it is interesting to see those two though.
Yeah. I think definitely the characterization of the king as time goes on is interesting. I was actually willing to trust the king when he was like, "Oh, maybe it is time to stop fighting." But that's
Of
because
course not.
I
Yeah.
sort of forgotten that the king catches on to the time loop shit real quick.
Yeah.
But
The sickly smell.
I kind of had forgotten about the fact that he isn't actually experiencing the loops too. Uh,
Yeah.
so I was maybe a bit too willing to trust him because I thought, you know what, maybe the solution isn't just violence, and maybe you can prove each other wrong by seeing what your greatest fear of moving forward into the scary, scary future is together. But nah, the king is kind of a chud.
Ugh, my
No, I
apologies.
think I think the parallels are very interesting too because uh, the
Yeah.
king doesn't want the same thing that happened to the country to
Yeah, kind of like a
happen to
twisted like
Bogart as well.
protection. Yeah.
Yeah, twisted protection. I don't. The future is scary, and thus I don't want it to happen ever.
Yeah.
And Sifrin's was more just like I don't want the time spent with these people to end. I want to
Yeah.
continue on with these people,
Yeah. Less of
which I think is a
a
lot purer.
yeah,
But
less more of
you
a
did
kind
this
of
time loop to yourself is
yeah.
kind of a post hoc way to demonize that wish, and I
Yeah,
think that's
it's literally just
presented
because
really
it's
well.
a I mean it's literally just familial. That's literally it. It's just because you want to stay with your family. I I think everybody
Yeah,
would say that. I think everybody would agree to that as a wish, even if they didn't know the consequences of it. As opposed to the king, who literally is just like molding himself into like this evil like moggler, and then just like,
the king's presence really like corrupted the wish too. It's like
yeah,
if Sifrin alone had wished, like I want to keep traveling with my friends because before time loop they're just friends.
yeah,
I and the king wasn't there, and they'd been brought traveling by some other circumstance. I think it
yeah,
might have been just genuinely like circumstances align where they don't have to split up.
yeah. No, it'll be a
But
lot more
because of the
mundane.
king,
Yeah,
because of the guy who's actually wanting to stay happy and frozen in a perfect eternity forever,
yeah.
Sifrin's wish gets kind of corrupted by the reactive
By the
force to
additive
that.
forces, yeah,
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 I think honestly it's a really good sort of twisting of an otherwise pure intent.
yeah. Yeah. And on that kind of the friends thing, I find it really interesting how Sifrin didn't view them as friends because funnily enough, I made the same mistake before. I remember having a conversation with another one of our admins, Scorn, and he asked me, uh, it was something on the lines of like, "Do you see us as friends?" And I said, "No, I think we're colleagues." Obviously, that's not true. I can see that pretty clearly, but I think I I don't know what it is. I think it's just because you see the circumstances and you don't see like literally the bonds you've already created.
Yeah, it's there's like circumstantial and I guess positional bonds, and then there's the emotional bonds, and they're two
Yeah,
sort of separate things. I
yeah,
think that's what the like family members thing was about. I found it very I don't know. I have I have like a complicated relationship with words and changing their meanings in certain ways, but uh so like the family like oh we're family right kind of gave me like a teeny tiny bit of the ick. That's a me problem though. It's a me problem. Um,
Deal maxing.
I consider friends maybe not strong enough of a word there though. So
Yeah,
I don't.
oh yeah, I can get that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
companions, compatriots, allies, colleagues, whatever. Like there's a lot of words for
A lot of
bonds of
words for a
different
lot of
kinds, and
things.
they all have very different connotations. I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like the family descriptor doesn't feel right to me for Sifrin's party because I don't know. It feels like it enforces too much of a social role and
Yeah,
expectation on each of
too much of
them,
a
and then like
yeah thing.
you have to fit into a specific family member role.
Yeah, but and obviously this is once again these are words. So the I because like I don't see it as that strong of a thing, but I do see what you I can kind of see what you mean. I can kind of see what you
Yeah,
mean. Like this is enforced as like you have to do this and you have to be, you know, all up and tight or whatever. But yeah, no,
yeah. It's very
very what?
I don't know. It's very like charged with obligation.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean, but I don't know. I think I don't know because they've been like battling shit like together. I feel like it's basically because I mean like you'd like do anything for like their life, you do anything for them. It's like it's I think like if you go through that kind of thing, I think you kind of have to be or not have to be, but like that would be
Yeah,
the most normal result or not. I'm using words, most common result.
yeah. I
um,
think a bond forged in battle is a very powerful sort of thing for that.
yeah, man. Aside from the story, I think the game art style I like it. Thumbs up. I think the art style is very nice. The soundtrack I think works very nicely. That fucking end um music like I don't like it. I don't like it. The second that plays,
If
I
I
know
had
something's about to
found a
happen.
video player in here, if I
Oh,
found a
yeah.
video player here, I would have put that music on.
Yeah, no,
Like, you
no.
know, I would have.
But yeah, no. Yeah, I think um all of that I think comes together. I think and it really makes it a really nice experience. I would recommend it to anybody. Just like one shot.
Yeah, I think the art style is very well put together. It normally you'd expect like pixel art and non-pixelized art to clash, but I feel like
Uh,
the extremely limited color palette, being
extremely being too.
none, yeah,
Yeah.
that combined with the
Yeah, or
general sort
none.
of personality given to the sprites in both the pixel art and then the dialogue boxes. I feel like they blend and mesh really well together, so it adds a lot to it. The
Yeah.
inversion of the shades, I suppose, it seems like an inversion compared to normal lighting for the frozen in time stuff and that
Yeah.
kind of coinciding with the night. Like I I have a very strong opinion on using colors for symbolism, and that is I think it should be used to the absolute max. um
Hmm.
as CEO of Chromagaya on Amaranth Legacy, you can maybe guess what the most important things are there.
You see the
But
word?
I yeah, it's like I think limiting color in the way that in time does with just like the color appearing a couple of times is very powerful. It's a I don't know. It feels like there's not a lot of fluff, not fluff. That's not the right word. Padding, like useless
Yeah.
padding in any of its art or its story or
Everything is
its
put together exactly as how it should
gameplay.
be.
Yeah, like there's no
Yeah.
waste. The rock paper scissors system being a very kind
It's
of
just rock paper scissors.
fun
Yeah.
and fun and quirky way of being like, yeah, elemental magic systems are always rock paper scissors. Let's just make it literally rock paper scissors. It don't matter. The gameplay's like secondary or even tertiary at times.
Yeah. Yeah. No. And like I've heard people like complain about it, but
And
I mean, literally, it also just plays into the story. Like you become
the
this
rock paper
evil like
scissors.
well like just the combat like being like kind of like like sluggish because it's just like I mean yeah that's
People
what it
are
was supposed
complaining
to
about
be
the
you know
combat being sluggish.
yeah or
They
something like
gotta
that
get
something
their
yeah
skill up.
yeah
They
but I don't
gotta
know
get
like
their
it
ability up.
you know it definitely works because I mean it shows like Sifrin's going through the same things over and over and it's like like this like learning stuff and like seeing everything like but everybody else doesn't etc
Oh wait,
etc and then
those
also like
people
the obviously
probably
this like the wearing down the time aspect of it of just I have to kill this thing I have to kill this thing you know like
yeah.
I mean literally act
Uh,
5 you could just
I
do all the things
yeah, I may have not experienced so much of the combat fatigue because I am extremely good at schmovement, and I was able to effectively dodge like any
Oh
sadness
yeah,
I desired,
yeah, yeah,
with a few exceptions because there's no way to get around them in those corridors.
yeah.
But that and also I picked up the relatively simple RPG Maker combat very quickly. So
Hmm.
I was able to effectively dispatch stuff, and then obviously Sifrin keeps leveling up as the loops go on, so you get just quicker.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Although your one gripe, I remember your one gripe. Oh, not with the combat, but with the art. It's the star brush. I remember that. That's the only gripe ever.
Yeah, I'm very particular about how stars are placed in skies in art. I actually have a couple of gripes with the skybox here, even, um,
Oh my.
but that's not the topic of this. But the stars in Stars in Time, the stargazing in the field scene, I was just like, oh my god, bro, that somebody did not do a second pass with the star brush.
Yeah,
No hate to insert disc 5 at all, but like,
I know. But I'm trying to think. What other part? I remember that though. I remember you just saying that. I didn't clock it because obviously I'm not an artist. Um, yeah.
you're also
What?
not an astronomer.
Yeah, I'm neither. I'm nothing. Um, hmm. But art style, soundtrack, gameplay is very nice. I not really. I only had one bug at the end, and it was relatively simple to fix. It was the walking with Malupe's walking behind. Malupe's was just stuck in front of me. I could do
That's
anything.
funny.
Yeah, but no. I don't know. Other than that, I think it works relatively nice. I I don't I don't remember how there really being any issues. Although then again, I played it during my diarrhea outbreak, so I probably couldn't see any issues.
Yeah. I didn't have any like issues gameplay wise.
Yeah.
Uh, I think so. Yeah. I liked the space and the stars and all that have always been very important to me, so I was quite hesitant to play the game at first because
Really?
well, stars are in the title. If something misrepresents something I love in
Oh,
any
it's
sort
your
of way, I
dragon
kind of,
stuff.
yes, I get very defensive and very petty, and I can't stop thinking about it for a long time. And I was a little worried that In Stars in Time might have done that, but no, it actually is very genuine, like love of the universe, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
So, and nobody else
I
knows
was
it.
not expecting the astronomy to be that in depth for what it was, especially since like the astronomer country is like gone.
It's literally, it's so fucked that like literally, like Sifrin, he mentions it to everybody else, and it's just like, what is that? No, 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 you're lying, bro. That ain't true. It's like just completely the field is just gone. Like that's
Yeah,
fucked.
it's like, what do you mean they're like bigger than the world and
What's a telescope
impossibly
for? To look
far
at
away? That makes
clouds?
no sense. Yeah. Oh my god. It's. I feel like that contributed more to the like alienation theme for me
Oh
than
yeah,
anything else.
absolutely.
It's just because like I'm mostly in spaces with people who know a lot more about astronomy than me, so I
Yeah.
often feel like I'm the newbie who doesn't really know anything, and there's like this vast stuff with like exoplanet science and galaxy formation and all that that I don't know about yet because I can't parse the enormous PDFs to read. Um, but then I go out in public and like if I talk about space with anyone, they don't know the order of the planets of the solar system. Like that's the level I'm dealing with in the real
Yeah.
world, and it's oh, it feels it hurts so good. I
I
think
did the
is like
fake one.
our motto for this game.
Yeah, I know you said that, and I was like, "Are you good?" But yeah, no, it does. Yes, absolutely. I think.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's a lot to there's so many little details to that I need to like look at or just like think about because there's this tiny little piece you just scatter everywhere and it's like it all builds up very nicely into this thing.
Yeah, it's
Like
very
the
very well crafted, very good attention to detail.
hashtag woke, too woke.
Not too
It was
woke.
that was cool too
It's
though.
just woke enough.
Yeah, it was the just like kind of like portraying it. It's just kind of like yeah, that's just how it is. Like whatever. Like I think that's nice. I think that's a nice touch. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
I
you can just
think
get
we
bonded
do
with
need
multiple
more
people.
media that.
Yeah, you can just have multiple names.
Yeah,
Like
I think
shit.
we need more media where it's like the social issues or whatever is not literally just this. Like you can have
Yeah.
different social issues. You can have things that our society considers contentious or newfangled or weird, and it's just like normal there. Like yeah, you
Yeah.
can just like they have a religion dedicated to change. Why would they not be accepting of people changing genders or like
Yeah.
changing up the way they
Although
look or act or anything? It's like hmm?
you just chilled off. No, I wanted to talk about the your thoughts on the House of Change because I remember you had some thoughts on it about like kind of like change for change's sake. I didn't pick that up. I mean, I'm not very
Yeah,
good at analysis, but I mean, I think that's very interesting as
yeah.
a
Okay,
thing.
so this was particularly with Mirabelle's arc with the I have to change in this specific way because it's like the biggest way to change and it's always been there. Like I know
Yeah,
I have to change. I
in
can't
a
just
smaller
like
sense,
not do
Isabeau
that. I
too.
can't stay still. Yeah, Isabeau as well.
Yeah,
Kind of.
but not to the
Isabeau and
yeah
Mirabelle kind of at not opposite ends, but like complementary ends of this spectrum of change where Mirabelle wants to stay the same because she's actually like content with who she is as a person, and that's not something you would expect to see in a narrative about like change and changing yourself. No, like she's genuinely content with who she is, and that also plays into the king with like, oh, aren't you like so happy? Don't you want it to end like this?
yeah
But she's a housemaid of the House of Change, so she has to keep changing. It's like the core thing with the religion, and it kind of becomes repressive because you're supposed to change to make yourself happier. But if she's already content with being who she is, like she's taken all the classes she can, really, she's figured out enough about herself to know she doesn't want to like date anyone or
yeah
bond
the
with
pressures
anyone
of
or
like
like
the
she's
social the social norm of
yeah
just like you
she
have to get
likes
married, you have to do this. Not even like House of Change, but like just socially too, as a
yeah
society.
like the
Yeah,
social norms of Bogard. She
the
she
earring
is
thing.
happy with how she is, even in like the contrast to society as it is, and but she still feels like she has to keep changing for the sake of change, and it's just like what's the point? You're going
For
to
the
keep
yeah
changing as you grow and experience things anyway. You're going to be shaped by the experiences you have and the people you meet, and it doesn't have to be
so
like it
forced,
doesn't have to be
so
for anything.
artificial.
It's just
Yeah,
gonna happen if you force yourself to keep changing because you need to keep reinventing yourself. You're not being authentic to yourself. You're not changing for the sake of getting closer to who you want to be. You're just doing it to run away from who you were in the past, I
yeah.
guess.
And speaking
Or
on
you're
that,
just
Isabeau.
aimlessly running. And
Yeah,
yeah, Isabeau.
yeah. I
Isabeau also did that
because
because he
yeah, because
fully
like
changed to be like an inversion of himself
yeah, and
because
the
he
line
hated
about
himself so much.
the like the I built like a shell around me or something. Like I killed like that person with like my bare hands, but like it's like a like initially I was like, oh yeah, this is just like a child. Like this is like kind of not almost. It's like it's literally just like you're because I mean you said like running away from your problems. I mean that's literally what Surfing says too. But I could I see that now after I like saw that or after you mentioned that because I'm
But
like,
yeah,
huh, yeah, you're right.
yeah, it's
Because
like
it's like
Isabeau
it
kind
wasn't
of
like a
represents a
yeah it wasn't like a social thing of like external like imposed. It was literally just because like kind of
he didn't like himself.
yeah dissatisfied yeah, but like it still dissatisfied.
Yeah, it's like you try to do away with it entirely, but you just live as an inversion of it, and you don't allow yourself the parts of it that you didn't know made you happy, and then you got to go back to it and like reintegrate your shadow or whatnot. And I think Isabeau's a healthy-ish approach to that. I mean, he certainly had some stuff going on in the past, but I feel like by the time of the game, he's figured out like, okay, I want to reincorporate the nerd bits. I want to be I like the sociable nature and all that, but I also want to be, smart. I want to keep the intelligence I was actually proud of as a kid. So
Yeah.
he's gonna. I feel like his goal is like, oh, I'm gonna change again because I need to. I want to be more satisfied with myself, and
Hmm.
that's it. And like Mirabelle doesn't really see that. She's just like, oh yeah, Isabeau's not even like a house. He's already changed, and it's like, but honestly, like people change because they need to,
Yeah.
because intrinsic factors, not extrinsic. If people change because of extrinsic factors, it's not usually comfortable. It's not usually something that can
Yeah, because it's
stick.
imposed.
Like
Yeah.
you can put on a happy face and be like, oh wow, I feel so much better as like this new
That's why.
thing
Yeah.
because people are not exploding you for it anymore. But at a certain point, it's just not going to
When
feel
those
real. It's
things get
not going to feel
removed.
authentic.
Yeah. Or when you
Yeah,
start to think about it.
that also ties back into the script as well because
Yeah.
it doesn't feel real anymore. It feels like you're just saying things and playing a character instead of
Anyway,
being
that
yourself.
tiny bit about the smug guy and the or is it the smug guy who's talking about the theater? Well, like that tiny bit, like
Yeah,
I didn't put that together until I watched you play it. I'm like, wait, that's why it's a
I
script.
didn't put that together until I started reading more of the like sub dialogue and stuff with the theater
Yeah,
plays and whatnot.
yeah. Oh, it's very interesting the portrayal of it as like the script, the theater, the thing. But yeah, no, yeah, I I never thought of it like that. IRL. I mean, not in the game. Obviously, the game. Obviously, yes. But yeah, no, it's interesting. And then finally, Bonnie. I don't I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really constructed a lot of thoughts on like Bonnie as like a character because I mean like Bonnie is just like a kid. I don't know. You can't really the like
I mean,
the
there's probably a lot to be said
yeah
about Bonnie, but they're kind of more. I don't know. Maybe it's because we're not like kids, and we're
yeah.
not like basically orphaned until we
Yeah,
save the
it's like
world.
yeah, I like the
Um,
only thing I can really like connect with, I guess, is like kind of like the pseudo survivor guilt. I mean, survivor guilt, yeah, I partially, and then also like survivor guilt. I mean, two ways, I guess. One way is with Neil,
yeah,
the older sister, and one way is with Sifrin, the eye. And I could sort of resonate with that, but I don't know. I think it's I think the way that that Bonnie is like written, I think is like. I mean, it kind of makes sense that the it's relatively simple because I mean it's a kid. Like I don't know.
it's
I'm sorry. I'll do 10 push-ups for my sins. No, there.
yeah, 10 push-ups
Yeah.
for your
Also, by the way,
anti-woke.
note I said my mentally ill boy, not a boy, to be clear, non-binary.
Yeah, Ugh, I
I'm repenting.
God, I think the portrayals of I don't know, just the normality of various things. It's just like it's there. Nobody care. This is normal. Nobody thinks it's
Yeah,
anything to care about. Like the only mention of stuff being a social issue is like Habwe not liking bodycraft because,
yeah,
well, obviously you're just gonna become a super soldier and kill everybody, right?
yeah.
I don't
I
know
mean,
what happened in their history to even put
make
that in
that.
people's heads, but
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, like, and that's like it's cool to see that it's not just like, oh, we're just not going to
uniform.
acknowledge things being
Yeah,
social issues ever. It's genuinely just like, no, it's normal here because of the culture, and it's. I guess Vogard is just culturally dominant enough that it's normalized in most other places, but Kabwe is like the other side of the fucking world, so
yeah.
they
Uh,
have different views.
I mean, obviously, partially too. It's also just practical. I mean, like it's not part of the story completely. So,
Yeah,
yeah, you don't
it's
need
not
to
part of the
make it an
story. It
issue.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I mean, it could have played into like the social alienation, but like, I feel like at that point, that's not you wouldn't go with that party. It wouldn't make sense
At
story
that
wise.
point, it's just
Yeah,
what would make sense is like, uh,
Yeah,
like you might be able to make it make sense, but at the same time, it's so much extra effort when
it
you
would be
already
so
have such a
much.
thematically
Yeah,
dense
so much. It would
story.
eat the theme, because yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of it would just be like internal homophobia or whatever.
it would be so more. It would be so much more charged with extra baggage from that too if it was
Yeah,
brought into it. I feel like the some of the mastery of In Stars and Times story is that it's very focused on keeping the world in its own terms and not applying much of real world parallels to it.
yeah. Aside from obviously like the
Because
like the minor like well, aside from like the like a little French in there, like boulangerie, but like that's it. Like in that kind of sense, not like this is
what do you
France.
mean, Little French? All the sadnesses are named after French. They're all in
It's
French.
names. It's names. What I'm saying is it's like names. It's just
It's
like little
eggs. It's
things.
eggs.
Oh my god. You know what's the flag of Vogard, huh? Can't I bet you can't name it.
I,
Oh yeah.
I don't think flags work the same way there. They can't see colors.
You can make cool shapes.
Make cool shapes. They're all like Nepal.
Yeah, wait, yeah, how you know, I'd be interested to see how drawing. Oh yeah, right. I did mention like once like how their food preparation techniques would be different, or how their I mean, and just now I just had a thought about how their art techniques would be different and all that
Because
symbolism
they can
because that
only
would
see
be
shades. Yeah.
yeah, that would be interesting. Like how do they do warning signs? Do they just put a bunch of arrows around it?
I guess like really high contrast because
Yeah,
the
but I don't
point
know.
is
That
I
would
don't
be
know.
that is definitely interesting though. Interesting
Yeah,
thoughts.
like
But aside
it's
from
an
the story,
interesting world to consider the applications of stuff for because
yeah,
it's never really fully explained like the energy craft is. It's just some energy and how to do it. Like I guess I don't know.
just kind of do
Bonnie
it.
was capital C crafting a drawing at some point, not paying attention to lessons. So I don't know. It's something kids can do. It's something like a lot of people can do. There's a lot of different kinds of craft,
Yeah, and
and
how
it
does it
affects the
determine
world in a lot
that's
of
too?
very
Yeah.
material. I don't know. You're born rock paper or scissors.
Yeah, but because like you know, like Sifrin like picks up like other ones too, and it's like like so then what is
Well,
it just the one that you sign at
that's
birth?
kind of what you're strong and weak against when it's like
I
attacking
guess.
you
Yeah,
defense
yeah.
wise.
So you just hit the
Offense
baby and then you
wise,
can
it's
tell which
possible
one
to
it is.
learn. Yeah, like you can cast spells of a different type. It's just like your elemental type
Your
itself
aura.
doesn't change.
Yeah,
Your aura. Yeah.
I'm not using that word in the right sense. But yeah, and the
It's an interesting world.
yeah the red the seeing red thing is so. I mean, oh, it's interesting. I wonder why. I wonder why
I
you can
wonder
only see
why.
red. Yeah.
Well, because that's the color that happens when everything is breaking and
Like
trying
why?
to reset to normal. Why? Well, because
I mean, I know like
red
like
is
blood and
where
like
the
it's
color
like you literally see
wheel
red
gets
like the
broken.
phrase. Yeah, but
Well, yeah.
like
Well, also it's like red is where the color wheel gets broken and loops back around. It's the 0 and the 360 of the circle. It's the
I
start
guess
and end
yeah,
point. So returning to something before it broke, the start of a cycle, I feel like red makes sense as an artist for that, digital artist specifically.
yeah. Hmm. Never thought about it. I never thought about that. That does make sense though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Like your stuff about the Sifrin trans mask. I don't know. I don't know. I don't agree with you on that.
I don't know. It's a reading I have. It's based on like a couple minor details, and I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're looking too
Doesn't
much.
does,
You're digging
I'm
in.
not
You're
touting
digging.
it as canon. I'm just saying I get the vibes. It's not
Yeah,
explicitly stated in text. I won't call it canon.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I tend to have a very conservative view of what can be
You're
called
so
canon and what
conservative.
is
You're not woke.
subtext. Yeah, I'm not woke enough for this game. I go up to the favor tree and Luke said I use they them and I'm like I hate you.
The royal we. And I was like, I hate you.
The royal way. Disgusting. Out of here. I'm joking. I'm
Hmm.
joking, by the way.
No, that's
I
it.
know it's
That,
Pride
royal
Month.
we
I'm
though.
joking.
Huh. Royal we. Interesting. Whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I think that wraps it. No, I don't. Would there be anything else that you could comment on?
Let's see. We've gone over a lot of the themes, our gameplay styles, the story itself, the gameplay, the
Characters.
art.
Yeah.
Yeah, characters. Hmm. Yeah, I think that's probably all.
Okay. All right then. Thank you for showing up to this video, and thank you for
This yap
recording this.
sesh, if you will.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. Have a good day, night, or other time
Wait,
period.
wait, we gotta give a
What reading?
rating of In Stars and Time.
Oh, rating? Oh, I thought you were saying reading. I was like, are you gonna do my craftonomy or craft? I don't remember which one it was.
Craftology is the readings. Craftonomy is the study of craft.
Ah. Okay, yeah. Um, I don't know. Superlative. That's a. I don't think there's anything
Yeah,
else to
I'd
say.
say
It's just good.
superlative. I literally don't have anything I can point to as like an issue besides
My
like
star brush.
besides it being besides it having more replay value that I'm going to replay.
Mm.
So yeah, it's superlative. Honestly,
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean,
Uh, one
one
of the
shot.
games of all
It's
time.
on the scale of one shot for me. And then again, there's nothing else there either. So.
Yeah.